Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Peter Barber here, professional singer and music producer, and I've just done a full first-time reaction and musical analysis of the 2 songs from HAZBIN Hotel Season 2, Episode 2. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I absolutely love going through the show, watching the show, and then breaking the music down because I'm a huge nerd and that's what I'm here to do. It's been a blast. Episode 2, fire so far. I'm about to pop back downstairs to watch the end of the episode after doing all the musical analysis. So anyway, sit back, relax, enjoy, and I will see you after.
I'm here for you, and you'll love being in heaven. You're gonna make so many new friends here. Potential amigos around every corner. No bullies or bumps, the chums are tens here. It'll be a breezy piece of cake to form your brand.
We've got very little happening in the background here. It's very much this kind of tropical house vibe as far as the instrumentation, but we obviously don't have the kick drum that's very consistent in tropical house. We're sitting in A flat major currently. Emily's voice reminds me so much of Charlie. It feels like she's like Charlie's counterpart in heaven. So as you guys know, I'm watching the show and doing the analyses during my watch. So I just saw the first part of this episode. So I know Lute is super upset about Adam getting killed. Understandable. But it feels like there's a lot more to her story that either I missed or we have yet to find out, because like mouthing off like that to the speaker for God and to Sarah, our high seraphim, was like, okay, like you gotta pump the brakes, Lute. Like this is pretty nuts. So anyway, I'm interested to see her backstory. And then Emily just strikes me so much as like Charlie's counterpart. Like their energies are so similar, just like overwhelmingly positive. Their voices even are very, very similar. Even their vocal inflections are very, very similar. So anyway, that's that. And we hear it when they're singing too. I mean, like swap out Charlie's singing voice for Emily's singing voice in this song, and it would be a very similar vibe. This very bubbly, pure tone, bounciness, lightness. It's really wonderful, and it's so charming. It's just like incredibly charming.
And you'll love being in heaven. You're gonna make so many new friends here. Potential amigos around every corner.
Oh wait, this is a cool touch. So when this guy in frame here in a second is playing guitar in the animation, we actually hear a couple chords from a guitar in the music. And I wonder if that's just for the show or if that's also on streaming services, because on streaming services, there'd be no indication. And it'd be a little weird for a guitar to just come in for 2 chords and then dip. But it's cool that they at least put it in the animation. So a guy's strumming guitar. We hear it very faintly in the background, but pay attention to that.
Of being in heaven. You're gonna make so many new friends here. Potential amigos around every corner. Cool. No bullies or bumps, the chums are tens here. It'll be a breezy piece of cake to form your brand new squad, crew, or clique. If you want some buddies, you'll have your pick. 'Cause no one here is like you, not one remotely like you. You've got mystique, you're strange and unique. You'll make house come hither with every hiss and slither. Everyone will like you, 'cause no one here is like you. Scented candles.
Actually had some pretty interesting chords in this pre-chorus here leading up into this chorus. Just a little unusual, but kind of cool that, and the writers Sam and Andrew for this show often will include some funky chords in their progressions, which I love. It takes it out of like it just removes it a little bit from the formulaic writing style, and you can write amazing songs that have really similar chord progressions. You do not need complex chord progressions, but sometimes they can add a lot to something.
To form your brand new squad, crew, or clique. If you want some buddies, you'll have your pick. 'Cause no one here is like.
Right. So we've gone from A flat major to F major. That's a very, when you hear them back to back, it has this very like triumphant kind of epic feel. But when the keys modulate, it's very unusual. This is highly unusual to modulate from a major key to a minor third down from that major key. So that's why the pre-chorus into the chorus sounds a little probably to your ear as well. Even if chord progressions and music theory is not something you pay attention to or have studied, you're probably still like, this is an interesting. This music's moving in an interesting way.
If you want some buddies, you'll have your pick. 'Cause no one here is like you, not one remotely like you. You've got mystique, you're strange and unique. You'll make house come hither with every hiss and slither. Everyone will like you, 'cause no one here is like you.
She's getting up to these, up to those tenor high C's really, really, really easily. Which, for a trained female vocalist, usually not too hard to get up there, but like for Emily's voice or for and Charlie's voice, similarly, getting up there is just another level easier because not only they're highly trained voices, but they actually naturally have high voices as well. Of course, in this chorus, we finally get the drums, we get the full upbeat everything, we get this kind of like stomp clap, upbeat, very heavenly feel from the music we've heard from Heaven. It's kind of like the Welcome to Heaven reprise. Speaking of Welcome to Heaven, here's our Peter.
Everyone will like you, 'cause no one here is like you. Scented camels, ponies, marshmallow discotheques.
Do you have enriched uranium?
No, but we got a unicorn polo stadium.
Do you have enriched uranium? Alex absolutely kills. It is Alex, right? Alex Brightman did Adam and does Serpentius as well, I believe. Like, he's just so sad in the middle of all this fun. Also, I've heard our Abel here is the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, who's actually getting quite involved, which is just awesome. Fall Out Boy is one of my favorite bands. Very, very cool. Okay.
Camels, ponies, marshmallow discotheques.
Do you have enriched uranium?
No, but we got a unicorn polo stadium.
Christmas rom-coms all year long at the multiplex. I'm in love with you, Santa Claus.
5 stars, and no one here's addicted to crack.
During this section, we have all this bouncing in and out of singing versus just pure voice acting. So like, do you have enriched uranium? That's like, there is pitch because the vocal folds are coming together, but it's not like a clear melody, right? And then the Unicorn Polo Stadium is the same, very much just voice acting driven, not actual melody there. And I think we just had one of those moments that are thrown into some of these has-been songs where there's like a really short pause where everything kind of just stops for a second and gets interrupted and then comes back. I think we might have just got another one of those at the end, right where I had stopped.
Oh, but we got a unicorn polo stadium.
Christmas rom-coms all year long at the multiplex.
Nice high F from our Peter. Easy work. Very pure voice, pure tone. Nice belting. Upper middle for him. Not quite into that upper extreme range yet. Obviously a tenor.
Got a unicorn polo stadium.
Christmas rom-coms all year long at the multiplex. I'm in love with you, Santa Claus.
5 stars, and no one here's addicted to crack.
It's like that. That was kind of like this like Santa Claus moment. It's a little bit of that like short pause kind of thing that they do.
I'm in love with you, Santa Claus.
5 stars, and no one here's addicted to crack.
I'll get back to my friends once I gradate the voltage and calibrate this lens. I will find a way to quantize this frequency, updrive the peak speed so I can see them today.
No one here's.
It's wild because Alex Brightman has just a fantastic voice, and it's amazing that he can do this like much grittier, gravelly character voice of Serpentius while still singing. Like, you can still tell he has that core of really strong singing, but with the voice acting and the voice colors from Pentius, like basically layered in on top of it. Literally two, you would say one is coloring the voice. Also, this is funny, him just bailing and then going to mess with the machinery so he can get a look at his friends. Love it.
The voltage and calibrate this lens. I will find a way.
Hey, that's like a high gritty belt. High G in Serpentius voice.
And calibrate this lens. will find a way to quantize this frequency, updrive the peak speed, so I can see them today.
High A, tenor high A in the Serpentious voice. It's very impressive.
The peak speed, so I can see them today.
No one here schemes like you. Shin or blasphemes like you. In no time we shall become your best pals. Yeah, I forgot to mention, you're not able to leave, but look on the bright side. We'll have so much fun here from now.
See, there's another moment where it's like a total. Now, this is a longer one than we typically get, but like a 5 to 10 second complete departure from the music, and then it comes back in.
And it blasphemes like you. In no time we shall become your best pals. Yeah, I forgot to mention, you're not able to leave, but look on the bright side.
Is it? It's not the same voice. It's not Erica Henningsen doing Emily, is it? It just sounds so similar. Just everything, like literally the pitch, the vocal color, the way they inflect words, it's all so similar.
Mention you're not able to leave, but look on the bright side. We'll have so much fun here from now till kingdom come here.
Yeah, we literally will
have forever to chill. You'll still know us too.
We got this cool filter in the background as it's building back up. This is when what's called an auto filter, where you remove part of the frequency from the sound. It's a very easy tool that has a great effect. It kind of makes the sound like it's underwater if you're removing a lot of the high frequencies. And if you gradually add some of those frequencies back in, it really leads into the next section really nicely. It feels like this rising of energy as it feels like the sound is kind of coming out of the water. We get that here for this little interlude before, I guess, the final chorus of some kind.
We literally will. We'll have so much fun
Right here.
from now till kingdom come here.
We literally will.
So listen to the background. You can hear as more and more of that frequency is coming in. It starts out really, really kind of underwater and subdued, and then more and more of the high frequencies are let in.
We'll have so much fun here from now till kingdom come here.
We literally will
have forever to chill. You'll still know us too well.
Key change.
Go back to hell. So wave your lonely days by. You think we're lonely, snake eye. Needle sprinkles, friendship. Guinea pigs, churros, pangolins. Everyone will like you, cause no one here is like you.
Oh no, so sad. We've gone up a half step from where we started. So we started in A flat major. Then we went down to F major. Crazy. And I believe at some point, I don't know where we were in the section right before this. I'm not going to go back. But now we are in A major to finish this song.
So wave your lonely days by. You think we're lonely, snake eye. Needle sprinkles, friendship. Guinea pigs, churros, pangolins. Everyone will like you, cause no one here is like you. Maybe that didn't help, actually.
All right. Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in just a few seconds after I go watch the next chunk of this episode, and then I'll be back to analyze the second song. So, see you soon. We'll get back to the analysis in 1 second, but first, if you guys are enjoying this series, you can get early access a full week ahead of time for all my HAZBIN Hotel videos over on Patreon. The link is in the description, and I hope to see you there. All right, y'all, we are back with Sarah's confession, and that took about 30 seconds to get here. Went back downstairs, popped on the couch, got comfy to watch. I was like, oh, okay, next song, let's do it. So here we are. Sarah's confession to the speaker for God here.
Those souls could, with more faith in them, be good, be changed.
Sarah.
What have I done?
I don't know what to do. Thought I was righteously leading our people, but now I'm faced with the truth. What kind of leader can't tell good from evil? All those poor souls, how many could have been saved? How could I trust in a justice so cruel and depraved?
Lovely, lovely, lovely. We get really lush orchestration in the background, really leaning into the lower string sections. Finally, kind of at the end of that, we started to hear, I think, a motif from the violin section. But for a while, it feels very cello, cello and bass driven as she's getting into this.
What have I done?
I don't know what to do. Thought I was righteously leading our people, but now I'm
We actually have a drone. Maybe even down here. I think we might have an F1, the lowest F on the piano, drone from a bass, which is dope.
thought I was righteously leading our people, but now I'm faced with the truth.
It's hard to say. We hear the F2 very clearly. It's hard to hear. It's hard to tell if there's an F1 below that. But sometimes that's what a double bass will do. They'll double the cello section an octave down just to give a little more like kind of body and rumble to the sound, even if it's not a totally clear pitch. These super boring studio headphones have also almost no bass response because they're for mixing and like clear listening. Super flat response. So if y'all with Beats by Dre are listening to this, let me know if that really low F is obvious.
Thought I was righteously leading our people, but now I'm faced with the truth. What kind of leader can't tell good from evil? All those poor souls, how many could have been saved? How could I trust in a justice so cruel and depraved?
I love how the vocal writing is slowly getting at. There's a lot of up and down motion to it. There's nice melody to it, but overall it's getting a little bit higher and more intense.
Those poor souls.
Souls. Some beautiful vibrato on that word souls. This is just up to F. Souls. Now Sarah has a naturally pretty much lower sitting voice than our Emily's or our Charlie's, for example. So you can hear when she gets up to that F4, the same high note that Peter sang in the song right before this, there's already some weight in the voice that there wouldn't be any of in Charlie's voice or Emily's voice. It's a much more dramatic voice. Our Sarah here, much more dramatic is what we would say in the opera world, a heavier, likely louder, more powerful voice. We typically call that a dramatic voice type. Now, none of that matters in this context, but just as a term you can pick up and use later. Sarah sounds like a more dramatic voice type than some of these other characters.
Leader can't tell good from evil. All those poor souls, how many could have been saved?
I like how she really leans, how many could have been saved? And then gets really quiets the voice way back down by the end of that phrase. So there's this beautiful, like a big crescendo, decrescendo as the line is going up and down as well. So it kind of doubles that. Those totally work together, those two motifs. The line that literally goes from lower to higher in pitch and from softer to louder in volume, and then back down.
All those poor souls, how many could have been saved? How could I trust in a justice so cruel and depraved?
How much she chews on these words to really get the intensity. How could I trust in a justice? Right, really leaning into the consonants and actually removing what you would call legato singing, which is where you're kind of going vowel to vowel, smooth singing. If you want to really add intensity, you can really accentuate the consonants like she just does here.
Those poor souls, how many could have been saved? How could I trust in a justice so cruel and depraved? One seeks an answer that one cannot grant her. You're looking for light, only you can ignite. Every transgression must serve as a lesson. Yesterday you drew sorrow. What will you do tomorrow? I feel.
Now this is a very cool voice. Our speaker for God, because the voice actress is an older woman. I believe she's 64, maybe in her early 60s when she recorded this. And so you feel the maturity in the voice. You feel the wisdom in the voice, but I would say her voice is actually naturally kind of a lighter voice type. So we get a little bit of that dramatic feel due to the age of the voice, and this is a big thing in casting voice types for opera as well and other genres. But I think naturally she actually has a lighter voice type and has just kind of gained a profundity with age. Very common. The voice goes through a lot of changes over the course of life. If you're a trained vocalist, it changes differently than if you are not a singer and you don't really train it. But it's really cool to hear the age, hear the maturity in her voice, but also it still feels light. It's not like a more dramatic voice type than our Sarah.
One seeks an answer that one cannot grant her. You're looking for light, only you can ignite. Every transgression must serve as a lesson. Yesterday you drew sorrow. What will you do tomorrow?
This moment where she pops up in a head voice, yesterday. And not carrying her chest voice high up at all, keeping it's very much low middle. So the B flat there, she's already flipping into her head voice to keep it intimate. And I think that's like a big part of this character is like really makes you feel like she's listening to every word, like you're the only one in the room, you know. I get that from this vocal performance here too.
Only you can ignite. Every transgression must serve as a lesson.
Right here.
Yesterday you drew sorrow. What will you do tomorrow? I feel no wiser than when I commanded the slaughter of those sons and daughters. How can I be sure I don't repeat more massacre based on mistaken conceit? If I stand down and labor exposed, would that be blind to the threat hell may pose?
Okay, we got a lot going on. We've got our Sarah on the lower, basically on lead. I'll tell you this, the lower split of whatever they're doing. Kind of rocking these triplets, da 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 da, and then we have this kind of descant vibe. Descant is a something in usually sacred music or choral music when on repeated material for the last repetition, you'll have a soprano voice singing above everything, doing a kind of new melodic line above everything. Call that a descant. We're getting a little bit of that here, never mind the repeated material, but we get our speaker of God, or speaker to God, can't remember exactly what her character title is called, singing higher and higher above all this foundation. And now we have these kind of like war drums reflective of this battle scene that we're seeing here. And everything's driving forward way more than it was in the previous sections. And then we have Speaker of God's voice floating above everything, but carrying that chest voice up. And that's what was really cool, because we just heard her flip on that B flat, and now she's singing higher than that in a very pure, powerful chest voice. Still, I still absolutely stand by we get the drama from the maturity of the voice, but it's still a light voice type.
What will you do tomorrow? I feel no wiser than when I commanded the slaughter of those sons and daughters. How can
that so it's a mix on that top note, but up to a high D above tenor high C. Okay.
Wiser than when I commanded the slaughter of those sons and daughters. How can I be sure I don't repeat?
Hide. And then a nice riff too on hide. Yeah, very nice.
Did the slaughter of those sons and daughters. How can I be sure I don't repeat more massacre based on mistaken conceit? If I stand down and
looking all the way up to F, high F, so we're up to F5 now, still in that mixed position, right? It's not a super floaty, light head voice. It's still got some heft to it. And on the bottom, like I said, this is a lot. There's a lot going on here. Sarah is on this triplet motif, da 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 da, and her voice is also over time ascending and ascending. So both of their voices are getting higher and higher, which is creating more intensity as this section goes on.
more massacre based on mistaken conceit. If I stand down and labors exposed, would that be blind to the threat hell may pose? You can't know though time flows on, so you must bear the cross bestowed upon you.
Nice. Up to that high F again, and another little riff. You on the last note of that. Pipes from Speaker of God here. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, just like perfectly placed in this really lovely mix position all the way up to that high F.
I pray, give me a sign.
And we'll go back and listen to that again. Come on, it's great stuff.
So you must bear the cross bestowed upon you. Take pity, I pray. Give me a sign. What's your guidance? Please show me the way. You speak of choices
Key change.
made by other voices. You can only atone. Tell me how to atone. Once you speak with your own, if souls from damnation can earn their salvation and find their forgiveness on high.
We gotta go back. We got a high, specifically a belt from Sarah I wanted to flag because she stays very much in her chest voice. And again, due to the dramatic nature of her voice, you feel the weight as she stretches up there. So much more than when a lighter voice type goes to the same pitch.
You speak of choice.
That might,
Give me a sign. What's your guidance? Please show me the way. You speak of choices made by.
So up to that E flat, higher than we've heard her sing in chest voice for sure. She did not sing that high in season 1, I don't believe. And you can really, I mean, it really is it's like a breath supported yell in her voice. And E flat's very high. Like even for a higher voice type, that's still getting pretty high. But you can really feel her lean into that high E flat.
Guidance, please show me the way. You speak of choices made by.
Right? It gets really yelly up there.
Please show me the way. You speak of choices made by other voices. You can only atone. Tell me how to atone. Once you speak with your own, if souls from damnation can earn their salvation.
This is cool. So they really trade motifs. The first part of this section, one of them singing basically one motif and the other's doing the other, and they switch halfway through. And now we get a belt from Speaker to God that has a riff coming down. Really cool. Cool switch.
Souls from damnation.
So just a B flat, I think.
Once you speak with your own, if souls from damnation can earn their.
Yeah, all the way down to our. So I guess we're in E flat minor now. So that B flat down to the E flat riff is what we get from our Speaker to God.
If souls from damnation can earn their salvation and find their forgiveness on high, how do I?
So lovely voice acting here, just or vocal coloring of how after this big intense moment, she lets the voice get way softer and breathier and more intimate when she's like getting more introspective, I suppose. It's a much more internal kind of feeling.
And find their forgiveness on high.
Just really light on that A flat.
How do I?
Okay. That's it for the songs from... Wait, I'm not going to miss anything, am I? No. That's our songs from episode 2. And one more thing, guys. I've already done a full first-time reaction and musical analysis of Gravity. Absolutely loved it. It was the first one I did for this series, and I did it a couple weeks before the show, so I did not have any of the context. Didn't have any trailers or anything like that. No spoilers. So you will see me be very confused as to why Adam is alive. Of course he's not, but without the context, I thought he was. Anyway, that's all resolved, and I hope you guys enjoy that analysis. I will leave it right here. Alrighty, see you next time. Episode 2 from HAZBIN Hotel Season 2. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you want early access to these videos, you get a full week of early access to all my HAZBIN Hotel Season 2 releases. And that will include some fan songs like the Black Griffin and Basic song that just dropped. It'll include like Alistair's return song or whatever. I'm doing all that stuff. So Patreon's the best way to see that stuff a full week early. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.